Alright, so in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how we help an epoxy coating company scale to $745,000 in the past year using Facebook ads the right way. So within 11 months of running their Facebook ad campaign last year, we generated 1,110 leads at an average cost of $10 per lead. Out of those leads, because the owner had a little bit of some sales background, they quoted 943 out of those 1,100 leads, which is a very high quote rate of 85%. Most of the time with Facebook ads, we usually see a quote rate of between 40 to 60% with our clients. And out of those 943 quotes that were sent out, 13% of those quotes were accepted, which resulted in a total of 125 completed projects. And these projects were a mix of both residential and commercial jobs, as you can see here in the screen. Total ad spend for the entire year was $11,300, and total revenue generated, again, it came out to $743,000. And fun fact, this client is actually adding 2 more crews this year and on track for $1.5 million in revenue. Now let's break it down into what this actually looks like on a monthly basis. So on average, they were generating about 100 leads per month, quote rate of 85%, and averaging between 8 to 12 projects per month. Monthly ad spend is around $1,000 and producing between $50,000 to $75,000 in revenue depending on the month. So guys, this is what a predictable growth looks like when Facebook ads is being run the proper way. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how we made this work. First, I'll cover the campaign strategy that we use to generate these high quality leads. Then I'll show you the 3 best performing ad creatives that's currently working for us. After that, I'll explain the lead filtering questions that we use to basically filter as much of the spam and low quality leads. And then I'll walk you through our follow-up system and automations, which help us further qualify the leads down the pipeline. Next, we'll talk about the CRM tracking and how that helps us with our retargeting campaigns. And at the end of the video, I'll also share a bonus section on the winning offers that we use throughout the year to help separate ourselves from competitors running the basic free estimate, free quote offers. So let's start with the campaign strategy. For the campaign objective, we set the goal for leads, obviously. The daily budget was set at $35 per day. Now, this will depend on your target area. If you're in a market with less than, say, 500,000 people, I usually recommend starting between $35 to $50 per day. If you're in a larger market, however, over 500,000 people, anything $40 or more is a solid budget to start with. For conversion optimization, we optimize for instant forms. Now, this can depend on how competitive your market is. If everyone in your area is already running ads, let's say you have like 3 to 5 competitors running the same exact offers using the same exact form, sometimes that's when we would use a landing page. So we can separate ourselves and show more of that like brand authority. But when starting out, I always recommend keeping it simple. Start with instant forms, collect your data, and optimize from there. For targeting, we use Advantage Plus with a minimum age of 25 plus and 100 kilometer radius. Now that radius again will depend on how far you're willing to travel out for jobs. For ad creatives, we used a mix of pictures and videos. So let's look at the ad creatives. Our 3 best performing ad formats that's been working for us. From the left hand side here, we used a collage of completed projects. Second is, again, videos of completed projects, and this is where you're simply just walking through the job and explaining what was done and talking more about like the benefits of epoxy flooring. And third, we also use before and afters, both videos and photos. Nothing too fancy, no stock footage, and please don't use stock or AI. A lot of people can tell right away. This next part is the most important step when running Facebook ads, and this is where a lot of people mess up. The biggest reason contractors get low quality leads is because they make it too easy for someone to submit us a lead. For us, we always use these 3 lead filtering questions for our epoxy clients, and these are not even negotiable. So the top 3 questions we ask are, first, we ask for what area they want coded. So do they want their garage done, their basement done, their commercial space, something else? Second, we ask for the approximate size and square feet, just so we know beforehand how big the job is. And third, we also ask for their timeline. So do they want it as soon as possible? Do they want it next month? Maybe more than a month from now? And if we're still seeing some low quality leads like slipping through the cracks, We'll also add another question asking about like the condition of the floor. And once those questions are answered and they are pre-qualified, that's when we ask for their contact information. Now let's talk about the follow-up, which is the second stage of qualifying your leads. Step 0, and this is important, call your leads as soon as you get them. We've tested the fancy AI voice agents that calls the leads right away. Unfortunately, they do not work for this type of service. You're selling a $2,000 to $10,000 plus service, and if people are going to be spending that amount of money, they won't even bother talking to some AI over the phone. And you can also answer that yourself if you put yourself in your customer's shoes. I'm not saying it's never going to work, but we'll get there. For now, don't be lazy. Pick up the phone, call your leads, and show people that your business is being run by a real person. So most of you are probably out on jobs working when leads are coming in, right? So you won't be able to call the leads right away. So step 1 in our system, it will automatically send the leads a confirmation text. And the point of this is to verify that the phone number is real. Step 2, a few minutes later, we send another automated text asking for more information about the project, and this helps confirm that the lead is serious and gets them to reply back. And if we still don't get a response, we have a set of follow-up messages on the first day, the second day, and the third day. And here's what those messages actually look like in action. Remember, this is all running in autopilot without you having to lift a finger. Step 0, again, call your leads as soon as you get them. Or get your sales guy if you're not able to. We have step 1, the confirmation text. It says here, "Hi John, we received your quote inquiry. We'll call you as soon as we can." Step 2, a few minutes after the confirmation text, we send another text saying, "Can you tell me more about what you'd like done?" And if we still don't get a response, there's a step 3, day 1 follow-up. "Hey John, just checking in to see if you saw my message about your epoxy quote. Day 2, I didn't hear from you yesterday. I'm still interested in getting epoxy flooring." And then if we still don't get a response, we have step 5 on day 3. We say, "Hey John, I understand we all get busy. Whenever you're free to talk about your floor, just send me a text or give me a call. Thanks." So it's very simple, it's very human, and it's not too pushy. CRM tracking and retargeting now, guys. Like, this is why having a CRM and proper tracking is so important. Every lead that doesn't respond, or every lead that gets a quote or doesn't move forward, we use our CRM tracking to send them back into our retargeting campaigns. And over time, our system will continue to follow up with these leads, and our retargeting campaign will continue to show our ads and keep us on top of your leads' mind. And for the leads that accepted the quotes, turn into completed jobs and turn into cash, and we ask for their review and referrals. Buyer touchpoints. So why exactly do we use follow-ups and retargeting campaigns? Well, first, we paid for those leads and we don't want to waste them. Second, there's this study done by a lot of marketing firms showing that it typically takes between 8 to 11 touchpoints for someone to buy a product or service. You could even see on the far right here that it even takes up to 23 touchpoints for $10,000 and up services for B2C. And this is why one ad or one platform or even like one follow-up is never enough. So what do I mean by touchpoints? Some examples of touchpoints include someone seeing your Facebook image ad, your Facebook video ad, Instagram image ad, Google ad, yard sign, vehicle wraps, word of mouth, referrals, billboards, email ads. All of these things work together in building your brand and getting people to trust you and your service. And I hate to break it to you, but that's business. If it was that easy, everyone would be successful. So winning offers. These are the offers we use throughout the year to separate ourselves from competitors running the generic free estimate, free quote, 10% off, or $1,000 off offers. So 1, we have the free baseboard coating for 2-car garages or larger installs. 2, we upped our warranty to 10 years because a lot of our competitors were doing 2 to 3 years, sometimes even 5. 3, we also ran moisture barrier treatment for the first 10 customers. So guys, running a strong offer like this is basically how you get your $50 leads down all the way to $10 or even $5 per lead. And here's the entire strategy in a nutshell. From the left, someone clicks on a Facebook ad, they go through the lead filtering questions and submit their information. Our automated follow-up system confirms the phone number is real and filters real leads from bad ones, or I guess filters good leads from the bad ones. Bad leads go into our retargeting campaigns to convert later, and the good leads goes to you, turns to jobs, cash, reviews, referrals. One thing that I want to say though is that good work beats good ads or strategy. If you do great work, even with terrible ads, it's going to be easy for you to get like word of mouth and referrals just because of your work itself. However, if you do terrible work, having a good ad strategy will actually just hurt your business. So here's a simple before and after. Running ads with no real strategy and system on the back end means you'll be getting tons of bad leads. And if you're lucky, you may get a couple good ones. However, with a strategy and system in place, that's the secret to how you get very high quality leads, fewer tire kickers, and how you can scale your epoxy business much faster than your competitors. So if you're an epoxy coating company and you want results just like this and basically implement the same system for your business, I'll leave my calendar link down in the description below and in the comment section. You can click on that link and book a free strategy call with me to see if this system is a good fit for your business. Thank you for watching.